What up? It's your boy Top Cat 100, man. You already know the 100 Mob is in the building, man. I want to relay something right now, man, because I just seen the SHYNE interview with Fat Joe, and he said a lot of things, man. So we got to get into it. Now, for the people that don't know who SHYNE is, you know what I'm saying? He put out 2 classic albums, you know what I mean? One of them named SHYNE, you know what I'm saying? Then he put out another one, which one is my favorite, Godfather Buried Alive. You see what I mean? And he had a lot of, classic work, you know what I mean? Now, here's what I want to, relate with this whole situation. Now, we all know about this situation with P. Diddy and SHYNE as far as what happened in the nightclub, in 1999, close to New Year's, or was it New Year's or something like that? You know what I'm saying? I want to say this, a lot of people got, things that they want to say about, Puffy and Diddy and whoever you want to call them about this whole situation with him and SHYNE. And the thing is that I realized is why he may had left him behind bars and maybe switched up, and why, he didn't really, tolerate and like SHYNE after a minute, after that whole thing went over. Now, it's something that SHYNE said, SHYNE was briefly going through things, and, females he might have been with and stuff like that when he was young. And as Fat Joe was mentioning, that when he seen him up on the Rikers Island floor, it was a female that was famous that was sitting on his lap and everything like that. And, he was talking about the past R&B models and, real famous stars that he dealt with, you know what I'm saying? Because before that happened, he was actually in a serious, thing you could say with a big famous R&B artist. And he would never say the female's name, and he said this one, that was up on the Rikers Island floor or whatever was one that came with Fat Joe or whatever. I guess Fat Joe, went up there to see him and he seen her. Now, I think this female that he's talking about is Ashanti, you know what I'm saying? But who knows? He didn't say a name, so don't quote me, you know what I'm saying? But here's what I'm getting to, 'cause I know y'all like, so what that mean? No, here's what I'm getting at. Then he said this other female brought him back down to reality and said that, I sold tens of millions of records. You haven't sold not one record, because this before Bad Boys came out, and this is his lead up to putting out the song Bad Boys because of what she told him. And I don't want to give away the whole thing. Like I said, I'm going to drop the link or whatever, but what's amazing to me is that he said he might have had slid off with one of, Diddy women, and stuff like that. Now, was he alluding to J-Lo? You see what I'm saying? Because at that time, that was the only person that, Diddy was with. So it's either he alluding to J-Lo or he alluding to, R.I.P. Kim Porter. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. This is just what I'm thinking, because everybody is making this the main thing about this whole interview. Some people say it with Monica, some people say it with Maya, some people say it with Brandy, some people say it, they threw a lot of names out there. And I don't remember none of them selling no tens of millions of records in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? Who knows, you know what I'm saying? I don't know who it was. It could have been anybody. But I really don't want to talk about that. What I want to talk about is, now, he ran off with one of, Diddy's girls or whatever. Now, depending on who that girl was, being that, he didn't say her name, it had to be somebody important to him. And this is why Gene Deal was explaining about P. Diddy, about how he said, don't ever let, SHYNE come, near me. I can't stand that MF or whatever he said or whatever. Gene Deal said it won't me. You know what I'm saying? But, it's kind of strange how SHYNE and Diddy patch things up again and stuff like that. And you can see SHYNE is in a good space. He's not holding no malice towards anybody, and that's a good thing. Now, when he first came home, he spoke about that in the interview as well. But the thing about that was he didn't really say no names or whatever. And I can remember a time when he came home, I think it was about 2010, and he dropped this thing called, this song called the Roller Song. And he also went at Kendrick hard up on this song called King of NYs, which made Kendrick Lamar come back with this song called The Jig Is Up. beat made by J. Cole. And I remember when all of that was going on, and I was like, yeah, man, SHYNE tripping, bro. If he want to get his foot back in the game, he shouldn't be coming at Kendrick right now. And that's what put his thing on a pause. You feel what I'm saying? His whole movement, as far as the Gangland thing, when he dropped the Gangland album, he had a jank called Riding Around with Red Cafe. He had all these new records, but couldn't get his footing right, and plus his voice wasn't the same to, you know, the viewers and the critics, they would say. But overall, you know, I think that's what put a halt to it and made it so now you're not coming back, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean, period, in the rap game, because you coming at Kendrick Lamar. And at that time, you know, he was very loved, and that's what started the beef between him and Game at one point. You know what I mean? SHYNE and Game were going at each other and stuff like that. SHYNE ended up dropping a track called, you know, Bury Judas or something like that, and the Game had went along and did a freestyle on him, and it was just this big mess going on back when. But, you know, this interview is crazy because Fat Joe also spoke on Diddy and was saying that if that was that time and day, that he don't think Diddy would have had went down. He would have ended up, you know what I mean, doing himself, because he's not going to do 10 years. And that's another factor that I think weighed in on why Diddy may have did what he did, because, you know, you got this young man that's coming up and stuff like that. And, you know what I'm saying, he probably already did me dirty by, you know, going behind my back with one of my women and me finding out and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So, you know, I probably, you know, a lot of rich people is haters, bro. I ain't gonna lie, just because you got money don't mean you can't be a hater, bro. So I had just put this video out here because I heard those few things, and it was like, man, people weren't about the wrong things. You see what I'm saying? People weren't about who this dude was dating around the time of his arrest and before, you know what I'm saying, when he first got on and things like that. But a lot of people not understanding why he made the transition he made, you know what I'm saying, as far as Diddy leaving him behind. I think it was because of that, because a lot of people might not care and act like they care about what you did because they got money and plenty of women, but it's the principle that you did it. So I don't know if Diddy was holding on to that. As far as them getting into, you know what I'm saying, SHYNE's, you know what I mean, religion when he first came home, about him dressing up as a, you know, a Jew and all that and all of that, things like that, you know, that to me is something that I'm glad he broke down, because he got a chance to really get into it and break down his heritage and why he did that. And it was never phony and stuff like that, you know. But he didn't talk about, you know what I mean, him being blood as well. You see what I'm saying? Because he was repping a lot up on the tracks, you know what I'm saying? Talking about bloods and all of this. And, you know what I mean, he was up on the Carter outro with Nas, Busta Rhyme, and, you know, Bun B, and he said something about Blood Game 5 on that. You see what I'm saying? But what people don't understand is I knew when he first came out he was a blood, you see what I'm saying? But you got certain people that when they came out, they never put that on the forefront. So he never really spoke up on that aspect, but he spoke up on, you know, the other aspect about being a ew. You feel what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? And, you know, he broke down that, you know, and he said something about his great-great-grandmothers. But I'm going to let y'all go watch the interview or whatever. But, you know, very interesting interview, man. You know, so with that being said, man, I'm out, man. Shout out to the whole 100 Mile.